Well, this is Chris, the Bono's VO, and I have with me somebody who I admire, somebody from California. And by the way, this is Professor Nez, and I hope everything is okay in California. I hear about those wildfires out there. Is everything good where you are?
You know what? It's not good, but it's not terrible for us. It's terrible for a lot of people. We have, the fires are horrible. It's really, really bad. We haven't seen anything like this in a long time. I mean, we have fire season every year, but nothing quite like this where every single day it's ashy and smoky. If I go out to my car right now, Chris, I will have ashes all over my car.
Oh my gosh. And that's that way pretty much everywhere along the West Coast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really, 2020, man. 2020 is just giving us hit after hit.
I know. Yeah, if you can survive that, wait till 21. That'll be just
right. Hopefully, I'm hoping we don't do a repeat.
I hope not. The video you've got out, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but the topic is very topical. It's about outdoor learning.
Yes.
It's about schooling and in the era of COVID. Now in California, we're adding fires to that, but generally, as a COVID thing, what prompted you to do that, and what kind of response have you gotten from it?
Thank you. Yeah, no, being somebody who, it's not about just creating content, right? Even though I have a business, and I value my business, and I value putting in time and effort to treat my customers and serve my customers. It's really all about, providing value, and your content needs to not be about you. It needs to cater to your audience. Right. And so with my brand, which is all about, helping people to transform their personal and professional lives so they can thrive and do what they want to do and live amazing lives that they deserve. Every single piece of my content is all about trying to solve their problems, trying to help them, trying to, help them to achieve something or advance their career or start and grow an online business or help them in any way, shape, or form. So the whole kind of genesis of that idea comes from something I tell my clients, and just like you, Chris, something I tell you as well. I know we've had a great session. We have a great coaching call on my channel. Yeah. If you want to go check out youtube.com/Professor Nez, shameless plug. but no, I mean,
you can keep doing that. It's all right.
This is the key. And I want to really bring value to your audience. If you want to, let's say, grow, let's say you want to expand your awareness, you want to build and scale your brand, right? Well, then you have to stay abreast of what's happening. You have to pay attention to what people need, how you can serve them. Right now, as of this recording, we're going through a global pandemic. Right now, as of this recording, school is 100% remote, but there's a lot of schools that are actually looking to take their classrooms outside due to, this terrible virus, right? And so I pay attention to things very, very closely. And the reason that my brand has done so well, which I'm very lucky, is that I'm always trying to serve in the immediate moment, okay? I'm always trying to find ways to help. And so this is how you can do it. I'm a big believer in content marketing and content creation more than anything, even more than paid advertising, especially for your business and brand. And so if you want to create content that resonates, it needs to be something that, is understanding the atmosphere, the ecosystem, the landscape, and delivering on what's exactly happening and how people can overcome challenges in the current moment. So that was the kind of genesis of the video. I mean, every video, one of the things that people say, Chris, and I don't want to ramble on, but one of the things that people always tell me, Nez, where do you get all your ideas? You put out content 3, 4, 5 videos a week. Yeah, I do. And I'm all by myself. I don't have a team like other, social media influencers. I do it all myself. Mm-hmm. And so people say, where do you get your ideas? I mean, you got a new video coming on, new article, new Instagram post, new YouTube video. How do you do it? And you know what I say, Chris? Here's a simple answer. I get all my video ideas from my audience. Yeah. ABS. It's all about ABS. Always be serving. You do that, you'll win.
Yes, and that's exactly what you do. I have to ask you, you have a lot of titles. One of them is brand.
Well, you don't have to ask me. I'm just kidding.
Yes, I do. You have a lot of titles. One of them is branding coach. Tell me, my audience. I want to talk to people who have never heard of you. So, what are your titles? What exactly do you do? You described a lot of it just now on the school video, but do you want to go into some detail about what exactly you do for people?
No. I love that. Yeah. I mean, I'm just that dynamic. You know what I mean? No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, it's interesting because I'm a business communications professor. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I teach very, very part-time. My focus is my business, which is my personal branding consulting agency. But, that literally in a nutshell, because I'm an author, speaker, I do all these things, right? You're right. I have too many titles and I like to keep it very simple. It needs to be simple. Essentially, what I help people do is to build their brand and elevate their business online. That's what I do. And it all starts with messaging, right? Now, I talk a lot about mindset. I talk a lot about, specific details, how to master LinkedIn. LinkedIn is probably my strongest platform, even though YouTube, I'm doing really well, growing fast. But I have over 20,000 followers on LinkedIn. And I've been building my business and brand on LinkedIn since 2007, way before it was popular. But essentially, it comes down to this. If you're struggling to advance your career or start, scale, and grow your online business, I'm the man for you. I can help you. And so, my coaching business, my consulting agency, I coach individuals and businesses, on, elevating their career, maybe with their LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn branding, resume, as well as their website, their content creation, getting their business out there, increasing awareness. And so that's literally what I do is I help people elevate their brand, build their business online. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. But, it does come in a lot of, because I do a lot of, and you're right, I probably need to be better at simplifying that. But, it's interesting because I don't know, I'm multifaceted.
A lot of it overlaps.
I mean, a lot of it is it's really all the same thing. If you think about it, I mean, here's an even more, here's a simpler way of putting it. It's essentially mindset and messaging. I mean, it's all about mindset and messaging. What do I mean by that? Well, if you want to advance your career, if you want to increase awareness, if you want to build your online reputation, if you want to build a business, well, the first thing you need to do is you need to grab attention, right? And so the only way that you're going to do that is if you craft a compelling message. People need to know who the hell you are, right? Now, you cannot craft a compelling message if you don't know who you are. So it starts with mindset. You have to know what is it about you that you can bring to the world that's of value. And then after you've identified that, you need to craft a very compelling message, AKA story. It has to be story. People don't do business with buildings or logos. People don't hire, LinkedIn profiles. They hire people. They do business with people, right? Yeah. So that's why I always say mindset first, then messaging, and then the rest, really it's those two kind of epicenters, if you will, that really are the umbrella to everything else.
In that vein, I mean, all the social media platforms are somewhat good for business. But LinkedIn is the primary business website, platform. So you don't want to put the same content necessarily on Facebook that you put on LinkedIn, right? Or Instagram for that matter. But tell me about what a profile, without getting too specific, what should your profile say about you on LinkedIn?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I get that all the time. The easiest way, and this actually goes for everything. This goes for YouTube. This goes for Instagram. This goes for, it also depends on your objective too. But to put it in a nutshell, make every single component of your LinkedIn profile about your target audience.
Right.
Don't make it about you. Too many people, they make it about themselves. I'm this, I'm that, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. Tailor it to them. Tailor it to how you can help, how you can contribute, how you can serve. People, you got to understand the human condition. People think about themselves first. Okay. It's not selfish. It's just self-preservation. It's a human condition. People, what can I get out of going to LinkedIn and seeing Professor Nez's profile? What do I get out of Chris Jones Media? I could care less about Professor Nez. What can I get out of him? I need to know. As charming and fun as I am, The only reason people hire me is so that I can help them solve a problem. Here's the thing. Here's the simplest thing. I have a headache. Your brand needs to be Excedrin.
There you go.
That's it.
Couldn't be more simple than that.
And so your LinkedIn, just to dig into the specifics for a second, Chris, think of your LinkedIn profile like your virtual business card. Mm-hmm. So the next time you go to a network party, you don't have to bring, you don't have to kill trees, okay, and bring plastic or cardboard business cards. If I meet Chris at a networking event and he says, "Hey, how's it going, man? Who are you? What do you do?" I say, "Take out your phone." Okay. Do you have a LinkedIn app? You better have the LinkedIn app or there's no point in talking to you. But no, I just say, all kidding aside, here's my LinkedIn profile. Connect with me. Boom. You'll know everything you need to know about me. It's your virtual business card. And yes, it's different from Instagram. It's different from Facebook. You want to contextualize your content for each platform. I said this. I have a live stream show that I do every single Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's called Office Hours with yours truly, and basically it's a live Q&A. And somebody asked the question, do you just post your live stream on your podcast? And I say, yes, I do, but I don't just slap it on there and say, see you later. I make sure that I contextualize for that platform. So I put a specific intro, a specific outro, a specific music, a nuance to understand, what that target audience wants, because the audience that watches videos is different than the audience that listens to podcasts. So it's, again, where does it all start? It starts with your audience. Yeah. Tailor everything, cater everything to your audience. Same thing with business, life, YouTube, branding, anything. Tailor it to them, not about you. You have been doing this, you said, since 07, 06, this sort of thing? I've been doing this since I came out of the womb. What are you talking about, Chris? Honestly, I feel it's so funny when people say, how long have you been a coach, teacher, trainer? Can I just say this real fast, Chris? Go ahead. My father was a professor, right? My grandfather was a superintendent of a school. Coaching, teaching, educating, communicating, and helping is in my blood. It's in my DNA, right? Right. So I feel that I've been doing this my whole life because you know what? You know how I recognized that this was something I need to do? When I was a kid, even like at 8 years old, all my friends would always come to me when they had problems. Mm-hmm. They'd say, no. I don't want to talk to Stacy. I don't want to talk to Jim. I need to talk to Nez. Mm-hmm. Nez can help me. Literally, I could get people to confide in me their deepest, darkest secrets, their deepest issues. Abuse. Their dad is beating them. It was insane. And you know what? Even at that young age, because it was in my blood, I was able to help them. I listened. I was there for them. I was present. Nothing you consciously decided to do is something that your entire life you had been doing, and it made its way into a business, really, at some point for you. Right? Yeah, this is what I try to tell clients is if you identify, remember, mindset, discovery. If you look at my website, I have a mission statement that's just a real 3-part kind of message. Discover your purpose. Mm-hmm. You have to know what your purpose is. Don't not do what you love and namby-pamby bumper sticker stuff. What's your purpose on this earth? Discover that. Then after you discover your purpose, you need to communicate that to the world. And then after you communicate to the world, that's where you have the most impact. Mm-hmm. So again, what is that unique trait that you can exploit in a positive way, not a negative way, that you can exploit to the service and behest of your audience? Right. And so my unique trait is I can help people get their message out there. I can help people to communicate what assets they possess in the most simple, amenable, fast way, right? And so that's and I can help, and I also do life coaching too, because really, personal branding coaching, career coaching, it's life coaching, because it's life. This is your life. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I mean. Like I identified this at a very young age. I'm a 7-time author. One of the things that I wanted to do as a kid was I wanted to be Stephen King, live by the ocean and just write a bunch of novels and be a billionaire, right? Obviously that didn't work out yet. But, I mean, my point is that all the roads were leading to this. My number one, I think what I excel at more than anybody is communications. That's my bread and butter. Like I know nothing about tech. I know nothing about, I'm terrible at math, finances, forget about it. But when it comes to communication, I feel I'm the best on earth. I really do. And I'm not saying that narcissistically. I'm saying that, from 35 plus years of experience and 25 plus years of that in the professional world, of excelling at this. And so this is my niche, if you will, my kind of wheelhouse.
Wow. That's a lot.
Is it?
Well, you can tell you're very good at communicating, you're very good at getting your point across and describing what you do. And that's one of the things that drew me to you originally. I don't know how long we've known each other. Has it been 6 months, 5 months, whatever it is?
I don't. Yeah, it feels like 40 years.
It does. Well, it's 40 years. It's funny you say that number. That's how long. That's how long I was in radio and sales and all of that. And so I got to ask, and I know I'm older than you, but if you don't mind, how old are you?
I'm going to be 44 in December.
You're a puppy then.
I'm a puppy. Am I a puppy?
I'm 60.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, yeah, you're a puppy.
Yeah, I'm going to be 44 in December, and I'm kind of a bit of an old soul. I've always had, even as a youngster, even as a 19-year-old, I've had friends in their 50s and 60s. So I've always kind of had that kind of old soul, and so I've always felt kind of old, even though I have a juvenile spirit, as my wife would jokingly, affectionately say.
Old is the wrong word. Young at heart, like the Frank Sinatra song.
I love it.
Young
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Yeah.
That's good. So stuff that isn't related to business. What's your favorite kind of music?
Oh, that's a good question. Now that is a really good question. I think you're going to be surprised by my answer. I mean, I love, I can go into any genre and any direction, but I would say that, the music that moves me the most is the really kind of early 20th century, folk, country, and blues music.
There you go.
That's my favorite. I mean, that's the kind of stuff, like I can listen to Charlie Patton, Robert Johnson, the Carter family all day, Hank Williams all day, every day. Right.
Yeah.
And so I love that stuff. But again, I can also listen to Michael Jackson. I can also listen to Britney Spears. I can also, to me, good music transcends genre and it transcends time.
Okay.
And so, but if you ask me, if I had to pin it down, that old time music, man, that our grandparents' music, I love old time country, folk, and blues. It's just, to me, the storytelling and the power is bar none.
Well, that's it. Exactly.
What about you? What's your favorite music?
It's hard to say because I do a radio show and I have all genres. I grew up under jazz, Glenn Miller.
I love jazz. Yeah, love jazz. I just watched the Ken Burns. I just watched the Ken Burns documentary recently that he did on jazz, and Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and obviously Louis Armstrong. Man, West End Blues is probably one of my. I have West End Blues on my playlist.
I had the pleasure of interviewing a while back Tommy Dorsey's son.
Wow.
Steve Dorsey. He was up in a little place called Ticonderoga, New York. And he was there and we were talking. We played a lot of old Tommy Dorsey stuff. And it was just fun. I grew up on Dorsey, Miller, Goodman, all those things from the 40s. Because my father was a jazz drummer and piano player too. And he loved that stuff. Another question. Your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? Wow. That's impossible to answer. But you know what I would say is, one of the movies that I just was like blown away by and I can watch over and over because of Anthony Hopkins' performance is Remains of the Day. Have you seen that?
Not recently.
Yeah, I that movie is just but I mean, it's impossible to answer that question because there's so many freaking amazing movies out there. It's funny because one of my first I grew up with filmmakers, right? A lot of my best friends, were filmmakers. They wanted to go into the film industry. And some of them were very successful working with Dustin Hoffman. I have a friend who worked with Dustin Hoffman and did films with, Mark Wahlberg. And so I have a cinematic background. And so we were really almost like egotistically film buffs, and anybody who dared to question our interests and our criticism was an idiot, right? We were like film Nazis. So, I mean, it's impossible to answer that question. I mean, you got to go back. I like Ingmar Bergman films. I like the foreign films like Fellini. But I would say that Remains of the Day is a movie that the unbelievable performance by Anthony Hopkins and Emma Thompson is it's surreal how good that is.
I think people like to know that stuff. I think we're going to wrap up.
It's cool. No, it's. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that on a podcast interview. Nobody's asked me what my favorite music is or what my favorite movie is. So this is awesome. I love this. I would rather answer these questions than silly old branding questions.
I love that.
Yeah.
Every one of your social medias and places to get a hold of you is called Professor Nez. Where can people get a hold of you if they want to pursue you further? Where can people do that?
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can just go to professornez.com or, hit me up on LinkedIn. Yeah, I'm Professor Nez everywhere. But professornez.com is my website. I would love it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Professor Nez. I've got an entire, slew of videos in the queue that I'm going to be publishing and putting out. A lot of things helping you get yourself out of your own way, do what you want to do what you love, earn money online. The right way, the smart way, a lot of cool things coming out, especially for people going through what's happening right now. So the next, month or two, I'm going to be going gung ho and putting out content that's just going to blow your mind. So like Robert Johnson says, we got the stuff that'll bust your brains out, baby.
Brains out. I do have one more question.
Please.
Not of a business nature. If you could go back in time, and time is not a thing, who would you like to have breakfast or maybe coffee with?
Walt Whitman.
Good answer.
Walt Whitman. I would love to meet Walt Whitman. He's my favorite author, probably. Leaves of Grass transformed my life. It's one of the most powerful, books since The Good Book, I think. It's probably the best book in American literature. And I don't even like to compare, but I've done so much, reading and stories that I've heard about Walt Whitman, the man and the person, that I think it would just be amazing to just spend 10 minutes with that dude over a cup of coffee. And I would love to I would record the whole damn thing. If there was no such thing as time and I could hang out with him for a little bit, I think that would be a real treat. I would love that.
We'll have to see if we can get you a TARDIS or DeLorean or something.
Yeah. I'll see him eventually.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Nez, we'll wrap it up on that. I know you have some clients coming up, and I appreciate your time today. And
you're welcome.
We'll be talking again, and I will say live long and prosper.
I can't do that. Oh, I can do it. Look at that.
Do that. Look
I
at
can do it. All right, cool. Yeah, I can do that. Hey, thank you. I want to say something real fast before we go.
Yeah.
Thank you to you, Chris Jones Media, and everything that you're doing. And I just want to say, we talked about this before we went live, that, I pay attention to what you're doing. And I love what you're doing, and you're putting yourself out there. You're doing everything that I want everybody to do, especially people who are our age, right? Who are older. I think that what you're doing is fantastic. So just keep up the great work and keep up the great content. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be on fire, brother.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And good luck to you. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.